Lone Wolf?
Yeah. We're going to take about. I'm Roland, the account manager for the brokerage, and just to introduce my colleague Lauren. He's one of our sales engineers. And just speaking with Katie last week, we were going to give a high-level overview of two products just to kind of show you how those work. Boost. This is where you'd be able to boost essentially your exclusive listings through different channels such as Meta, Facebook, Instagram, Google, really to kind of get the word out. And you can take full control over that of just what types of listings, open houses, anything in that nature, just to get more eyes, more traffic on your listings. So that piece. And then Cloud CMA. I do know that that's offered down in Florida for different, I think maybe with some of the associations and MLSs, but just to generate those CMA reports for comparables. Wonderful product, one of our favorites, but that product as well. So just to...
I'm very interested on the Cloud CMA because I've been trying to log into it. I would love to see that.
Perfect.
For sure.
Yep. So we'll definitely dive into it. I know we've only got about 30 minutes here today, and we can always do something later down the road or send you some more info. But to kind of show you first and foremost, we'll do that right now.
Okay, great.
Good stuff,
Thanks,
guys. So thanks for everybody that's joining in today. I'm Lauren Whitney. I've been in real estate for 15 years. I'm a licensed agent. And I've been with Lone Wolf by way of acquisition through the company called Property Base for almost 9 years now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to run through CMA, and we'll start there, and then we'll try and find some time for the Boost platform too. And I'll apologize a little bit ahead of time. I'm dealing with some kind of dry cough, and so making it a little hard to talk in some moments. But can you guys see my screen all right?
Yes.
Wonderful. So we're going to talk about the Cloud CMA tools here, and we'll be focusing primarily on the CMA itself, but there actually are a couple other cool features that are baked into the platform. What most folks are...
Lauren, just real quick, guys, this is for comparable properties. So when you're doing you're going out there for a listing, you want to know, the property values. This is what you're going to use now for the tool.
Mm-hmm. Are most people using the MLS? Most agents using the MLS?
Okay. On our MLS, we do have a Cloud CMA that says it right to the end. So
okay, and so you're able to do that, which is great. You're not able to have a custom white labeled experience though, and that's what the broker edition of CMA is all about, giving you the opportunity to create a really nice template CMA and even be able to put together different scenarios, right? So it's like you got some collateral about land, you got some collateral about this or that or any scenario. And so anyway, when we go in to create a new report, I'm just going to walk you guys through, hey, how easy is it to actually create a CMA real quick, okay? When you click New CMA, you're going to type in your client's name. You're going to use the type ahead here to put in a subject property address, whether or not it's currently listed or not, right? Not only are we going to be looking at the MLS to pull in the details, we actually plug in with a couple different public data record sources. And so we're trying to do what we can to just fill in the gaps on this for you so you're not having to go track down information. You can also add some additional details because this will help you in finding comps that are a little bit more accurate for your CMA. You can hand select MLS IDs and throw them in there if you want to. This also
copy and paste. You can just copy and paste there?
You can copy and paste, but you can also just start inside of front office. As I understand, you guys are using front office, right? You go to the listings tab in front office. You just click, select the listings you want in that kind of portal-like side-by-side environment. Click Create CMA. Pull and tag your client. They're already in your client database, and now it's going to be able to bring all of that over, saving you clicks, okay? If you're not doing it that way, you're just going straight through CMA, that's totally fine too. You'll put in the client's name. You're likely going to run what's called the quick and dirty search, which is just the algorithm that will automatically match potential comps, okay? So you're going to click that. It's going to take you into the listing section and say, okay, here are all the comps that could potentially be used. It's going to colorize and segregate closed, under contract, active, and expired or pulled listings, like withdrawn. What's cool about this is that you can quickly hand select the properties that you think are the best, but you're also going to be able to do this once you actually get into the CMA itself, because all of this is connected to MLS in real time, and all of it can be edited on the fly, even there at the kitchen table with your seller, okay? And so you're going to be able to drag and drop which ones you want to, in what order you would like these to appear. This is nice because you're going to know what 2-3 comps you're going to want to really talk about when you're talking to your sellers. And so this gives you that opportunity. You can quickly jump in, add notes, add adjustments as well, right? And so you need to know how to make adjustments and be able to do that accurately, of course, right? There's no algorithm or AI that's making adjustment values for you. I want to make that known, right? But it's different in every market.
Yet.
Yep. And so you got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
You'll put in a suggested list price if you already have one, guys, or you'll be able to determine that when you actually get into the CMA. You're also able to produce a quick net sheet here, which again, you can also add onto right in the middle of your presentation. And so if you find out they have a HELOC and they owe 80 grand, you can just put that in there, quick net adjustment right there in front of them, and that way everybody's still on the same page, right? So you go through that process. For most of you, this next page, customization, you'll probably skip most of this. You'll probably just go straight from here to click this button, Publish Report. And the reason I say that is because if you have the broker edition, you would have already had a nice template customized and white labeled to all of your marketing assets, everything that you want to include in your CMA. You can include PDFs, images, you can even pull in web pages. So if you want to actually pull up a page with like a video on it, or you want to pull in a YouTube, all of that is pretty easy to do. And agents, you guys can even create your own custom pages and include that as a tile inside your CMA. So let's jump into an actual example, right? What we're looking at right now is actually a real brand, Smith & Associates. And so what they've done is, when you pull in a comp, you're going to be able to put a highlight photo or a cover photo for the listing, right? You're in charge of choosing that. Anytime I click to my logo, it's going to take me right here to my main screen, which is basically like my menu of all the things I can click into, right? If I click into any one of these, it's going to load up my first page, and Smith & Associates pulled in an actual landing page, a web page, looks and comes across really classy. And so you're talking about, here's me, here's who we do, how we do business, about our brokerage, why list with us, all those good things. And you'll just be able to use this quick navigation to click through all of these, right? And you're ultimately going to come across to where it's going to give you an opportunity to highlight an agent resume, right? So you can put some details in there about yourself. And then, the bread and butter of the CMA, the comps, right? The cool thing about this is that, again, it's tied live to MLS. And you can open any listing from any angle, no matter where you are inside of this tool. So I've got a side-by-side comparison. And if I click into that, it's going to give me a nice carousel. I can quickly flip and see all my photos, pull them up full screen, see everything, right? See it on the map even, right? And so you're able to see all of those details, make quick adjustments here. And notice up in the top right, you'll see this in different places. You can quickly toggle these comps on and off just as you're rolling through it. So if you're sitting there with your seller, Roland's my seller, I say, Roland, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I don't want to use that as a comp. It's his choice, that's fine. But you can go ahead and have that discussion. You're also able to flip over to the map. And when I use this product personally, I navigate to the map section. This is the easiest way to see which properties you've highlighted, the ones with actual numbers. Those are the comps you've selected. Everything else with a red dot, right? You can see like there's actually a house right next to this one that we don't have as a comp. Let's go ahead and include it, right? And so you can do all of this in real time. Greatest part is if you're doing everything on the MLS or you print out your CMA and you take it on paper, which you can do, and we produce a PDF version as well, things go on market. Things change status, overnight, even the same morning before you get to the seller's house to do your presentation. And so being able to just walk in, know that or see that and quickly make that adjustment without having to go back in, edit your CMA, do all those things. You just pull up the CMA that you're going to present and make those changes there on the fly. Okay, so that's going to be the map side of things. There's also stats. So if you want to start running scenarios with your seller and say, okay, well, let's actually just consider these couple of comps, it's going to change all your numbers up, and you can start to really hone in on here's why I'm suggesting, X, Y, or Z price range. Okay, so this is great for role play and scenarios. Again, clicking into a listing anywhere you want. Okay, any questions about anything so far, guys?
And I don't think so.
Okay. When you're in here, you can see everything in your side nav. This integrates with Zoom. So if you're doing a virtual meeting, and then again, I can just click on to my next thing. In this case, we're going to go into the statistics. And so with statistics, you've got your average pricing. And notice how I mouse over any of my comps. it's going to automatically colorize that on the screen, making it easy to talk to. And for those of you that have ever wanted to be the sportscaster of real estate, down here I've got this little pen icon. Now I can draw all over my CMA if I want to, right?
That's cool.
It'll slowly go away.
Nice,
You may or may
like
not use it.
Yep.
It's fine, but it can be helpful, especially when you're looking at the map or you're trying to draw out something. Just know that it's there, okay? So you're going to see that. You're going to see average price per square foot, right? If you guys ever deal with lot sizes that are larger than, a residential, subdivision type lot size, and you get into rural land with acreage, this can also be helpful in looking at price per square foot, making those determinations. Time to sell and being able to track the original price over what the current active, sold, or pending price is. And we wouldn't see pending price. It would just be active or sold. I'm sorry, right? We don't know what people are under contract for, right? So this can be really helpful just in, again, hey, we need to price aggressively, but we don't want to price too high or we're going to sit on market for a long time. You guys know what I mean by that. And you probably got a better way of explaining it. Also, we have, and this is optional, we have an integration directly with Zillow. And very few providers actually have this now. We've had a long-standing relationship with them and using their API. We can pull in the Zestimate for every single one of your comps automatically and compare it to what you've got going on in terms of average sold prices for everything. And this will show the variance, right? So you're going to be able to show your seller, hey, Zillow is actually 15% off in your neighborhood, right? They're getting better. I think that they're updating a lot of the sold price data to reflect their estimate prices. Some of you probably seen that. But nonetheless, this can be something if you've got a seller that is just really digging their heels on, saying, hey, Zillow says my house is worth this. This can be kind of a moment of truth to just show the data, right? So you got that. And then last but not least, this is the most important slide probably. What do I want to help sell your home for, right? They're all looking for this number at the end of a CMA presentation or a listing presentation, right? You can edit all of this on the fly, right? So just right in here or even in your car before you get out there, as long as you have an internet connection, right? You can bust this out, add anything you want here, right? Also at the brokerage level, if you guys have a net sheet template and you have like 6, 7, 8, I've seen people have 10 different template line items, we can actually build that out for you so that when you guys go to have this net sheet ready to go, it'll have the exact things there that you want.
That's what we got to do. That's excellent. Yeah.
Good. So you got that going on too, okay? Right? And so you got that. The other key part is just this quick little slide dial, and you're able to quickly adjust between your price range, and that's going to instantaneously adjust everything in your net, whether the net sheet have a flat value or a percentage, right? Some of the things can be a percentage, right? Because, obviously if you're charging 2.5% or 3% to list a property, that number is going to change based on the sales price. And so that's a cool way to be able to reflect all of that just the same. So again, I can click right back to my home page. I can navigate to any one of my tiles. All of these tiles are customizable during the building of the CMA. If there's a part of this that you just don't want, just clear it out. You can just remove things, add things, and this way you guys all have a perfectly dialed in CMA and you're not showing a bunch of stuff you may not necessarily need, like a land listing, for instance, right? You may pull some stuff out. So any questions about what you're seeing here with CMA so far?
Any questions, guys? I mean, this is really good stuff.
Looks good so far, Scott and Mr. Lauren.
Yeah, hi. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Scott, one thing I want to just point out to your agents is that, as Lauren mentioned, with you subscribing to front office, you're going to have those tiles and foundation, so you can just kind of go back and forth between the different products. You know what I mean? It's still going to be that accessible through that one location as well.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, this makes everything so easy. So you just pop it in and everything's right there. There's no guessing anymore.
Right.
It's all right there in one spot.
Correct. And for those of you that are using front office, you go straight to listings, right? You'll go into your search. Let me clear my filters here. I got this over like the Boulder, Colorado market, Denver area. I just go in. I can hand select my comps right here and now. And you'll see my number up here, 4 CMA, 5 CMA, 6 CMA. I just click that. All my comps are already ready to go. I'll put in the details. I can automatically search my CRM, so I just pulled what I already have. You know, if they're a lead in my system, I don't have to type that in again. Click Create Report. That's going to do it. And here's the best part. When I go back to my contact record, there's actually a place in the contact record where all of this information is stored. So I can always just go back right to my CRM. I can see the CMAs in my contact record, and that makes it easy for me to navigate and actually see all those details. So there's actually a section right here. If you created one for them now, 5 years ago, you're going to have the full history. And so it's just nice to be able to, you know, see more of this information in one place, guys. Okay?
Yeah, that's great.
We cool with that?
Yeah.
Scott,
one of the
Katie,
things about
just real quick, I just wanted to bring this up. I know there's a lot of info. I will forward these recordings to you so you can archive them, get them in as well if anybody would need to bring them back up at a later time.
Awesome.
There's
Awesome.
one other thing about Cloud CMA I really want to point out, and everybody on this call can benefit from it, okay? You've probably heard of, there are other tools like HomeSnap, right, where it's basically going to help send emails to your clients on whatever frequency you like, monthly, quarterly, and it's going to give them basically the comp interface that you saw in CMA, but it's going to be ongoing. So they get to see what is active in their backyard, what is pending in their backyard, what has recently sold in their backyard. I'm going to show you one of these, but you're able to import your contacts, right? And so if you've got a bunch of contacts, you can actually put them on these, all right? It's going to show you how many times they viewed them, if they came back and actually requested another CMA, when was it last sent, right? What was the date that it was last viewed? So if you're looking for good opportunities to engage your existing sphere and you have, say, 500 or 1,000 people on this, you will have new opportunities to engage your people, okay? You'll put in their address, their name, you'll update that. It's going to show a preview. And all this is really doing is, instead of them going to Zillow and taking a look at everything going on in their backyard, that's cool. They can type in their city name or hover on the map around their house. I do it too sometimes. You know, but they'll be able to go in and they'll just be able to click between the comparison, between the map view, between the stats, and all of these are going to have call to actions. They're going to be white labeled with your face and your name, and those requests come back to you. So when somebody wants to re-engage, this is a great way to bring sellers back to the table with just another quick and easy drip-like mechanism, okay?
Do they have to opt in? Does the client have to opt in, or you just put their information in to automatically opt in?
You should never, ever send anybody an automated anything without knowing that they've already opted in. That said, I'm not the police.
Yeah.
Okay? There is one-click unsubscribe for any automated message. If you're able to send an automated message through anything, text, email, it has to have opt-out opportunities, right? And so we've got that all taken care of, right? And so we're good there for you. But you can import up to 500 contacts at a time, and each user can run a maximum of 2,000 home beats, which is a pretty significant number, right? And this is no extra cost. This is part of the program, guys. And so I'll end with that. Any CMA questions before I talk just a quick minute about Boost?
Any CMA questions, guys? All right.
Yeah, bring them all. Now's the time.
No, I think that's pretty good.
Or if anything, you guys think of anything that pops up maybe afterwards, Scott or Katie, I mean, you can forward questions directly to me, anybody on the team, and I'll be more than happy to help.
Perfect. Cool. Thank you.
Good stuff. So then what I want to show you next, guys, is Boost. Boost is actually, it's called HomeSpotter. HomeSpotter is the company that started Boost. And all of you today, you know, let's say you get a listing. All of you today can log into your Facebook account. You can log into your Instagram account. You can go start up an advertising account with Google and do display advertising. Now you're looking at 3 different accounts. In fact, actually, no, it's 2 because Meta can help you post Instagram and Facebook. You can go do all of this on your own, okay? But it takes time and it takes resources and you have to manage it. And are you actually the best person to be placing those ads and critiquing the details? Here's what Boost does. Boost gives you the opportunity to go straight from the listing because it's already in the MLS, right? We've got lots of different ad types. It could be a brand new listing. It could be a virtual tour, open house, price improvement. If you do a reduction, just sold, That's going to target the kind of the seller angle. And with each one of these ads, you're going to have the ability to actually customize it, but our tool will automatically manage posting your ad to Facebook, Instagram, and the Google Ad Network. So it's actually a mix of all of the above. Best part, this is already integrated with front office. So if you do any of this and leads come through, they're going to be added to your CRM individually. You can pay for these ads individually with your own credit card, right? And frankly, they're not that much more expensive than running ads on Facebook alone, right? There's obviously like they have to make money somehow, but for what you're getting and the amount of time it saves you, it's pretty legit, okay? So you're able to jump in. Here's one cool thing. When we put in the seller's details, you tell your seller, hey, I actually do paid advertising for you to help get more eyeballs on your listings. Put in their contact information. We will send them an email. When they open that email, we now have a cookie, right? Not a chocolate chip cookie like a computer browser cookie. This allows us to actually retarget your seller and show them the ad that you are paying to run all across the Google Ad Network, Facebook, Instagram. So just imagine you're the seller and you go on and you're like, oh, wow, yeah, Roland actually put the ad up there. It is. I can see my house. How cool. It's about impressing your seller and being able to follow through and show them what you were talking about doing, right? And so this is a really important step. If you do utilize the Boost platform, make sure you plug that information in. But you'll be able to go in.
That's great. That's great because that just makes your seller, it follows your seller everywhere. That's good.
Exactly. Just like when, you get married, you have kids, whatever, you end up seeing those ads for whatever it is you're talking about. Someone, the bot's probably listening to you somehow, but this is all done via email. Okay. Anyhow, you can go in, you can edit your campaign, you can track everything, pardon me. So you actually have the ability to go in, customize it all. But what I'll tell you is that you don't have to. Your account has your headshot. Your account already is tied to the MLS, so it's going to pull in the primary listing photo. This is just if you want to refine anything. So if you want to customize the text and you don't like the generated text that we have made for you, you can do anything you want to there, okay? So you're able to customize that. And then from that, you can also do video if you want to. You can also target up to 5 different areas. We, by default, will target an area about 20-mile radius from your home. That doesn't work in all markets. I've also heard of a lot of people having success with targeting other metro areas in other states that you have a heavy migration population coming through. And so if you want to target San Francisco and some other places where people are, kind of leaving and coming to new places, this can be a good opportunity, right? If you guys are in San Francisco, then that probably came across really bad. I know you're not, though. Okay, so you've got that a little bit about that going on. The other key part to this, guys, and this is really something that would take a lot of extra effort on your own part, right? You can go and you can paste a link for your listing straight into Facebook, and then you can do a boost, right? Everybody can go do that today. But what it's not going to do is it's not going to gear and direct those people to a custom landing page for the listing and for the ad type. So whether it be a new listing or an open house or a virtual tour, right, or a just sold, all of these details are all optimized to either get them to call to action and actually reach you directly, or if they're taking any of the actions on these, they're going to get a Facebook gate and unlock. Because people don't like, you guys can all answer this for yourselves. Do you guys like putting your name and your email and your phone number in web forms anymore?
I don't think anybody does.
A lot of people don't like doing that. But you don't think too much about just clicking the buttons. And so with Unlock with Facebook, that is still going to capture the details from their profile. Those are going to come into your system as a CRM. This is an amazing way to just build your sphere of everybody in your local market. Now go and take advantage of the email marketing and the digital marketing that lives in front office, okay? This can pivot a lot of different directions, but what I want you to walk away from this presentation with is that it's customizing ads, placing ads on 3 different networks, right? It's all dialed in with MLS integration, and it's actually pretty affordable. I think the average ad's like $60 or something like that, right, Roland? It starts around there.
Exactly.
And so we can automate this right? At the brokerage level, if you wanted to say, hey, every time we have a listing over X dollar volume or something like that, we can just run ads automatically, right? But that's at the broker expense. Right? Also, every agent can just jump in and do it themselves. And you got your own dashboard. You can see all the ads you're running. You can create your ads. Your listings will pop up here automatically. You can do self-promotions. We even have recruiting options, okay? So that's just a quick little overview of what's going on inside of Boost. If anybody has any quick questions, I'm happy to answer those.
Anybody have questions? This is the opportunity to get your own leads at your own expense that go directly to you, and it's all done for you. So it's something to keep in mind.
Yep. This is going to be tracking how many views, how many clicks, how many engagements, and if people comment on your stuff, now you have an opportunity to pick up another conversation.
Yep. And plus,
what is that called? Boost?
Boost.
B-O-O-S-T?
Correct.
Yes.
By Lone Wolf.
Ah,
and
okay.
And then Orlando, you can access this also through the CRM, as Lauren mentioned, through front office. So I mean, everything will start to tie together. But I'll send the recording, and then Scott, Katie, I'll send some more additional info. You know what I mean, just for the team to share as well.
Yeah, I like that idea of marketing in other areas that people consider living, like New York, San Francisco, LA.
Can you quickly show them how to access it right from front office?
Yeah, sure. That's no problem at all.
I have a question. Do we get discounts for it? Because I did sign up for it, but the price was a little bit exorbitant for me, and I was wondering, since the company has is affiliated with you guys, if as agents we get discounts.
I think that's a Roland question.
Yeah. So I mean, you can go off on your own to do a purchase of that. You know what I mean, just right through the application, as Lauren's kind of pointing out. There is a broker account version of this. You know what I mean, but I can Scott talk to you this. You know what I mean, offline. But yeah, there are some options essentially. Yes.
Okay. One other thing to point out, guys, you might start seeing this green banner in your transaction desk account. This is also tied to Boost. So if you create a transaction and you're getting a listing agreement together, you can actually start that same process from right here or inside a front office. So we're going to give you multiple opportunities to take advantage of that. All of it is completely at your control with regards to how much you want to allocate. The cost is all connected to how long of an advertisement and how many eyeballs do you want to attract, okay?
Yeah, that's excellent. It's absolutely great. It's brilliant, and I think it's going to definitely be a good point.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great, guys.
Absolutely.
Any other questions, guys, while they're here? All right. Well, guys, thank you very much.
Yep. Absolutely. Scott, one thing just to point out, and Katie, if you all would be able to even forward the team, you may have already done this, but folks, you can come direct to me with any questions, concerns. That way you don't get lost into an 800 number or a queue. If there's something that's pertinent that you really need some help on immediately, just shoot me an email, give me a phone call, and anybody on the team, feel free to do that.
Excellent. All right.
Cool.
Awesome.
Great to meet
Thank you
all.
guys very much.
Thank you very,
Have a great
very
day,
much.
everybody.
Absolutely.
All right.
Take care, folks.
Okay. Bye-bye.